Good morning, you guys, and welcome back to another video here on my channel. This morning I wanted to make a smoothie and incorporate both fruits and vegetables into it because I've been slacking in the fruit and veggie department lately. I started with some plain yogurt. I like yogurt with little to no added sugar, and this one is also high in protein. Next, I added my clementines, which will give the smoothie a nice sweetness, especially because adding a leaf such as spinach or kale can make your smoothie taste less sweet. Next, I added some frozen kale, and then I topped everything off with some milk. I drink regular milk, but you can use non-dairy milk as well. After blending, I added some hemp seeds for some extra protein and healthy fats. This smoothie was super yummy and a great way to start off my morning. For lunch, I wanted something quick and easy, but also healthy. I was craving hummus a lot for some reason, so I decided to make my own. There's nothing better than the satisfying feeling of learning to make something at home that you used to buy at the grocery store. I love learning the homesteading life, and I've been making my own hummus, bread, and baking these last few weeks, which has just been so rewarding for me. I used a blender for making this, but I highly recommend using a food processor instead if you have one, as the thickness of the hummus can be quite hard on the blender. For this hummus, I used 1.5 cups of chickpeas, 1/3 cup of tahini, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 5 tablespoons of water, and a small spoonful of pesto for a delicious added flavor. After the hummus was ready, I chopped up some cucumber and peeled a clementine. I also wanted some cottage cheese sprinkled with salt and pepper for some added protein and calcium. My husband previously thought that he didn't like cottage cheese until we got married, and then after I made him try it, he realized that he actually does like it a lot. So when it goes on sale, I've been buying it a lot. I cut up some naan bread and warmed it in the microwave, and it is just such a comfort food for me to dip warm pita bread in fresh homemade hummus. Supper is always the meal that I struggle with the most, as I just love being creative and trying new recipes, but I just find myself running out of ideas and inspiration often. I recently borrowed a cookbook from my local library, and this creamy Dijon chicken recipe was just so good. I started by tossing the chicken with 3/4 teaspoon salt, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and 3 tablespoons of flour. Then I melted butter over medium heat and I added the oil. When the fat was very hot, I added the chicken and I cooked it until it was cooked through. Then I transferred the chicken to a bowl and I set it aside while I made the sauce. I added half a cup of chopped shallot to the pan and I reduced the heat to low. I cooked this until the shallot was translucent, which took about 2 minutes. Then I added 2 minced garlic cloves and I stirred constantly for around 1 minute. Next, I added half a cup of dry white wine. I increased the heat to high and I boiled the wine until it was mostly evaporated, which took around 3 to 4 minutes. After this, I added 1 cup of heavy cream, half a cup of chicken broth, 1.5 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, and the remaining 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I let this cook until it was thick enough to lightly coat the back of a spoon, which took around 3 to 5 minutes. Next, I added 2/3 of a cup of frozen vegetables and the chicken, and I simmered this until it was just warmed through, which took a few minutes. Finally, I stirred in 1 teaspoon of thyme, and this dish was complete. I served the chicken and sauce over rice, but you can serve it over buttered egg noodles as well.